The sun beat down on a sprawling empire, its golden rays glinting off the domes of countless temples. This was a land of intoxicating beauty and untold riches, where exotic spices filled the air, and silk shimmered in bustling marketplaces. At its heart lay a magnificent palace, a labyrinth of gardens, courtyards, and secret passages. This was the seat of power, the home of the Empress, a woman whose name echoed with both awe and fear. Empress Isabella, they called her. A name whispered in hushed tones, synonymous with power and ruthlessness. From the sun-baked deserts to the mist-shrouded mountains, her word was law. Yet even in this dazzling empire, a shadow lurked. Power, like shifting sands, can be easily lost. The seeds of discontent were sown, whispered conspiracies taking root in the shadows of her reign. Empress Isabella had not ascended to power through luck or inheritance. Her rise was a testament to her unyielding ambition, her sharp intellect, and her unwavering determination. From a young age, she had displayed a keen understanding of politics and a natural talent for strategy. She had spent countless hours in the palace library, poring over ancient scrolls and treatises on warfare, statecraft, and diplomacy. While her siblings indulged in frivolous pursuits, she had honed her mind into a weapon as sharp as any blade. Her ascension to the throne was swift and decisive. When her father, the emperor, fell ill, she outmaneuvered her rivals with cunning and ruthlessness, securing her claim to the throne. Her reign began in bloodshed, a necessary evil, she believed, to solidify her grip on power. Those who dared to question her authority were swiftly dealt with, their fates serving as a stark warning to any who might harbor thoughts of rebellion. Empress Isabella ruled with an iron fist, but she also understood the importance of loyalty. She rewarded her followers generously, ensuring their unwavering support. Empress Isabella's reign was marked by a series of dazzling military victories. She expanded the empire's borders further than any ruler before her armies crushing all those who dared to stand in their way. She was a brilliant tactician, a master of logistics, and her soldiers, inspired by her unwavering confidence, fought with the ferocity of cornered tigers. Her name became a legend whispered in hushed tones by the campfires of her enemies. Tales of her ruthlessness preceded her, sowing fear and doubt in the hearts of her adversaries. Yet, Empress Isabella was not solely a conqueror. She was also a shrewd administrator, a patron of the arts, and a visionary leader. She commissioned the construction of grand temples, libraries, and aqueducts, forever changing the face of the empire. She implemented sweeping reforms, improving trade, agriculture, and education. Under her rule, the empire flourished, its coffers overflowing with gold and precious stones. She was a beacon of civilization, a shining example of enlightened despotism. But even the brightest light can cast long shadows, and within the heart of the empire, a darkness was growing. For all her achievements, Empress Isabella was not universally loved. Her relentless pursuit of power, her ruthlessness, and her iron-fisted rule had earned her many enemies. Whispers of discontent began to circulate in the shadows, hushed conversations in darkened alleyways, and coded messages passed from hand to hand. The common folk, burdened by heavy taxes and weary of endless wars, began to grumble. The nobility, resentful of the Empress's firm control and her disregard for their ancient privileges, plotted and schemed in their opulent palaces. At first these whispers were easy to ignore, lost amidst the clamor of the empire. But like a single ember that ignites a dry forest, a spark of rebellion soon grew into a raging inferno. A series of unfortunate events played into the hands of the Empress's enemies. A prolonged drought led to widespread famine, and the empire's coffers, depleted by years of constant warfare, were unable to provide adequate relief. The people, desperate and starving, became easy prey for the whispers of rebellion. The Empress, once hailed as a goddess queen, was now blamed for their suffering. The first sign of open rebellion came from a distant province, a region known for its fierce warriors and independent spirit. A charismatic leader, a former general in the Empress's army, rallied the people to his cause, promising them freedom from tyranny and a return to the old ways. The rebellion spread like wildfire, fueled by years of simmering resentment and the promise of a better life. Soon, the empire was engulfed in a civil war, its once peaceful provinces transformed into battlefields. Empress Isabella, her iron will unwavering, responded with her customary ruthlessness. She dispatched her legions to crush the rebellion, her generals given free rein to make examples of those who dared to defy her. But the rebellion, like a hydra, seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. For every head that was severed, 2 more sprouted in its place. The Empress found herself fighting a losing battle, her enemies emboldened by her faltering grip on power. The tide was turning, and for the first time in her long reign, Empress Isabella felt a flicker of doubt creep into her heart. As the rebellion raged, Empress Isabella found herself increasingly isolated. Her advisors, once eager to please, now offered only cautious words and worried glances. The walls of her palace, once a symbol of her power, now felt like a gilded cage. In a desperate attempt to quell the rebellion, she agreed to meet with the rebel leader. The meeting took place on neutral ground beneath a sky heavy with the threat of a storm. The rebel leader, a tall, imposing figure, stood before the Empress, his eyes burning with anger. He spoke of the suffering of the people and the need for change. He offered her a choice: abdicate the throne or face the rebellion's wrath. The Empress listened in silence, her face an impassive mask. When he finished, she spoke of her duty and vision for the empire. She pleaded with the rebel leader to lay down his arms and work with her. Her plea fell on deaf ears. The rebel leader, his heart hardened by years of perceived injustice, refused to be swayed. He turned his back on the Empress and walked away, leaving her standing alone on the desolate plain as the first drops of rain began to fall. The rebellion reached its climax a few weeks later. The rebels, their ranks swollen by disaffected soldiers and desperate peasants, stormed the capital city. The Empress's loyal guard fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and outmatched. The palace fell after a bloody siege, its once gleaming walls stained with the blood of the fallen. The fate of Empress Isabella remains a mystery to this day. Some say she died fighting, her royal guard falling around her one by one. Others whisper that she took her own life rather than face the humiliation of defeat. Whatever her end, Empress Isabella's legacy continues to haunt the empire. Her name is etched into the very fabric of its history, a stark reminder of the